Welcome everyone, it's the Crypto Lark, and I'm very excited to have on today Binna from Fleta. How's it going?
Hello, Lark. How are you?
Doing very good. Now we're going to be talking about just what you guys are doing, breaking down some of the partnerships and things like this. But just before we do jump into that, I'd like to give a big thank you to the team over at Fleta for helping to support the channel by sponsoring this video. Now let's, I think, start at the high level. What is it? What are you doing? What is your elevator pitch?
Well, the kind of the very to make it very long, very short and intense, we are the blockchain mainnet project, which provide the most optimal and ideal infrastructure to developers. That's what we would like to say.
There you go. And well, so you already have your test net going right now.
Yes, exactly.
Mainnet scheduled for later this year. So can I ask,
Mhm.
what have the results from the test net been?
Well, we launched the beta testnet earlier March, and we actually set up our nodes all over the world for the 36 nodes, and then we ran the nodes, and actually we reached to up to the 10,000 TPS on average, and under the 6-core CPU, and we are aiming to reach the 20K TPS for the mainnet in Q2 of the 2019.
10,000 transactions per second is certainly a great place to start, and obviously
Yes.
aiming towards 20,000 is very encouraging indeed. So it's good to hear the test net has been going very well. Now, one of the big things, of course, when we talk about blockchains is the dApps that will be built on
Yes.
top of them. Now, you guys already have the Fleta City Simulation
Yes,
dApp.
exactly.
So what is this? Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, it's just like the game, the app, and then every transaction on the game are completely recorded on the blockchain. It's completely on-chain block game, and it's likely the people can buy their city on their own landscape on the cloud server. And every transactions are recorded on the blockchain owner, they can check the rank of the game on the block explorer of the Fleta chain. So it's very exciting. And we are releasing the beta version this the 3rd of the April in Korea. So the people can actually, kind of the non-technology people can actually see and experience the technology of the Fleta.
Now, is a big focus of Fleta actually focused on gaming, or are you looking at a lot of other different use cases?
Yes, of course, of course. We are looking for the different use cases for the lots of the great, amazing blockchain project. Because as I told you already, we are much more like the optimal infrastructure for every industry, for every developers. So one of the reasons that we launched our AND app is like to let people can easily experience the Fleta technology. And game requires a lot of very high speed compared to other DApps. So the game will be one of our target market. In the meantime, we are also aiming to expand our industry to the financial instruments or the payment or the marketing as well. So that we are open to every good project which actually make the world better with the blockchain technology based on the Fleta's the innovative technology.
Now, you have it kind of written behind you there, the platform for sustainable dApp ecosystem.
Yes, exactly.
But the idea here is kind of acting as a gateway network to allow compatibility to most dApps, which were built on most major platforms. Now,
yes, exactly.
That sounds like a really big project in terms of letting, for example, Ethereum and EOS and Tron dApps have this kind of compatibility. So how do you achieve that? What's the idea behind it?
Well, it's just like one of the kind of the struggle point of the new mainnet project is like the relations with the exchange, because it's like if our the Fleta-based tokens to get listed on the certain exchange, they need to set up a server based on Fleta. And that will be some kind of the hassle for the exchange as well as our DApps. So that idea coming from the needs of the apps that we are speaking with right now, so that they can actually issue and operate their tokens on the original platform. But in the meantime, just set up a gateway network to the Fleta sidechain so that they can actually operate the service based on the Fleta service chain. So it's like we can also kind of attract a lot of the apps to enjoy our technology. In the meantime, the developers can minimize the hassles in terms of the token exchange and the exchange the relations.
Making it user friendly is such an important part.
Yes.
When it comes down to it. If using decentralized applications isn't easy, people aren't going to do it. And this is something that, okay, I'm a big blockchain enthusiast, so I'll go and use some Dapp. But for most people, remember, we're talking about getting billions of people involved. We have to make it as easy as possible. And that's easy transition between tokens, between chains, all these different things. Now, Fleta is using something called proof of formulation. Proof of formulation. So what is this?
That is our own new consensus model. It's like a proof of formulation is our the Fleta consensus algorithm for the Fleta ecosystem, and it's like instead of kind of unlike the POW or POS, it's like we are choosing the order of the block creator, so that we can reduce the waste resource on in terms of block creation, the block mining. And it's like it's like in case of POW POS, they need to block miner need to compete with each other to get a block rears. But instead, we are just like to set the order based on their own calculation in the fair manner, so that everybody can get kind of when they are getting a block rears based on the order and based on the calculation, so that we can also minimize the waste resource. In the meantime, the people can get the fair block rears. And another kind of strong part of the POF is like we don't need a lot of the high hash power. It's like our formulator, which the mining node is operated on a cloud server. So it's like unlike the people need to get a kind of the high specification of the CPU or the mining machine, all they need to do is just like the setup of the certain the number of the mining node on the Fleta ecosystem, on the Fleta network, and the click and operate the mining nodes. So it's like a very easy and simple and a fair way for the block creation.
So anyone can mine.
Oh, yes, exactly. Anyone can mine.
Ah, very good. It's good to have systems where it's more democratic in terms of mining.
Exactly.
Now, you're also doing something called block redesign. Well, I guess you're redesigning the way that we conceptualize the blocks in the blockchain, which is already something that's kind of out there, like blocks in a blockchain, right? But so what is the concept behind your block redesign?
Well, it's like this concept actually coming from the kind of reduce the volume of the database. In the meantime, we can also increase the speed of the transaction, so that by applying this block redesign technology, which is the US patent, right, under the process of the US patent, we can actually kind of increase the speed of the transaction by 43%, because we can reduce the size of blocks so that the smaller data can be transferred to the next transaction more easily and more fastly. So that it's like so that our Dapp team that came up with an idea to make everything, every transaction efficiently and faster.
Now, a lot of cryptocurrency projects are using Merkle trees. But Fleta has decided to go with level tree validation. So what is the difference here? Why did you choose to use level tree validation?
Well, that one is also coming from the idea to make transaction faster. In the meantime, for the secure the kind of the validation process in the Fleta ecosystem, because under the blockchain, on the blockchain level, the kind of speed is important. In the meantime, this kind of security is also important as well. So it's like we can converse this kind of technology part, but we are kind of converse UTXO and account type. So that it's like the hybrid model of the validation of the UTXO and account type, so that they can minimize the transaction fee, the gas, and they can reduce the database waste as well, so that we can increase the efficiency of the validation process. Yes.
Now, Fleta is also doing a multi-chain structure. Now, is this basically side chains, or is this something different?
It's all kind of the people can think that it is kind of side chain, but to be honest, it's completely different thing. Because like as you can check out the video, the intro, we are saying that Fleta is like a universe. It's like we are just setting up the huge network, but in the meantime, we are setting up the independent chain on the ETF and on the kind of the overall Fleta ecosystem. So by applying this kind of independent multi-chain structure, SDF can operate their own project to kind of regardless of the number of the apps on the Fleta ecosystem. So that would be one of the reasons that we can reach the kind of the high scalability compared to the other blockchain platform for now.
Yeah, having a multi-chain structure, I think, would be very important for a lot of blockchains moving forward, because as we see, when you try and do everything on one chain, it becomes difficult.
Yes, exactly.
Second layer scaling solutions and all these different things. Now, I want to move the conversation away, I guess, from the technology a little bit to some of the partnerships that you have. So there's some very exciting names on here. Now, the two I want to explore, first off, is Metaps Plus. So can you explain this partner? For anyone who doesn't know, can you tell us who are these people, Metaps Plus? And can you also just tell what the partnership's about?
They're actually leading the blockchain accelerator, a marketing corporation in Japan, in Asia as well. So that we started our partnership with the Metaps Plus since the January of 2019. And they are actually kind of sharing their insights and advice on the blockchain industry about how we can conduct and expand our business as the early stage startup.
Very cool. Seeing you with them, I think, says a lot about the quality of what Fleta's developing. Now, I want to talk about another partnership too, which is foresting. So again, can you tell us who they are and what the partnership's about?
Oh, yes. They are the blockchain-based SNS platform project. And they are aiming to launch their kind of platform this year. And they already kind of get listed on the big exchange and very well known in the Asia region. They are looking for this kind of technology partner who can develop their project based on the secure and the fast and the unlimited scalable platform. So that's the reason that we started our conversation about the partnership. And the other thing that we are speaking about is that they are the startup and we are the startup, which has the different backgrounds, and this foresting have a strong background in terms of marketing and the management and the M&A as well. So they can also share their kind of insights about this kind of the investor relationship or the doing all kind of the business in the different part with the corporation. So that it's like we are the ally of the ecosystem. And we are just helping each other for the business development and the technology development.
Very cool. Now, that's just two of the more prominent partners that you are working with. But there's actually a big list of partners. We're not going to go into all of them, but there's quite a few other partnerships that are very interesting, too. Now, on the roadmap, we have the Mainnet scheduled to happen in Q2 of this year. Now, we've entered Q2. You have 90 days now to get the Mainnet out. Do you think it's going to happen? Are you confident that the Mainnet can be delivered within Q2?
Yeah, I mean, we are kind of everything on a project roadmap is on a track. So that we are aiming to launch the mainnet in the kind of the late May of this year. So it's completely on the Q2 of the 2019. So to be honest, the most of our key technology are fully developed on the beta testnet. So in terms of the mainnet development, we are much more focused on attracting a lots of the apps so that they can actually kind of run their project with the kind of once we started with the mainnet on the market.
Very cool. Very cool. It's great to see, mainnet coming soon, which is fantastic. And obviously, once the mainnet comes out, then the Dapp ecosystem can start to develop. Now, which is something I guess is the next question. You're based in Korea. Are you
Yes.
Korean market focused?
Oh no. Well, as you can check out the website or the previous experience, you can see that we are actually started we set up our first office in the mountain. So one of the reasons that we even though we are the Korean branded blockchain mainnet, we are as the blockchain infrastructure, we are aiming to go global all the time because lots of the interest projects are happening in all of the world, even though the Korean crypto market is one of the key markets in this blockchain industry. So that even though we are trying to keep our Korean brand in this blockchain industry. In the meantime, we are trying to we are also finding the opportunities in the global market all the time.
Yeah, I think you have to be global focused. I mean, obviously, Korea is a super important market when it comes to the crypto economy, but the Korean government has not been super excited about startups, and particularly around ICOs. And if you're an underlying blockchain protocol, you're going to have dApps. There will be ICOs happening on top of your platform. So the need for a global strategy, I think, comes in very important there. And speaking of strategy, what is your go-to-market strategy? There are so many blockchains. How do you get to developers and get to different companies and say, choose us over the other guy?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, we are the most optimal and the developer-friendly the blockchain platform. So that is kind of the idea that we apply the gateway network for a mainnet as well. So the compatibility and the kind of developer-friendly infrastructure will be our strategy all the time. In the meantime, we are in terms of the kind of partnership or the kind of current partnership, everything is real. It's just like putting a logo, it's logo, swapping the logo, that's it. We are actually speaking about how we can cooperate with each other to expand our kind of blockchain industry all the time. So that will be the kind of setting up a strong partnership and making an initiative and movement together will be another our strategy in the global market.
Very cool. Well, a lot going on for sure. I think we're all excited to see that mainnet coming out, of course, in May, as you mentioned. So very, very cool. Benna, thank you so much for coming on the channel and telling everyone a little bit about what you guys are doing over at Fleta. And if anyone wants to learn more information, of course, there'll be a link down below.
Yes, so that we are the very important date is coming up in terms of the first listing, as well as where the mainnet launch as well. So that we are open to everyone who can support us in terms of technology and business as well. So please join us on the Fleta ecosystem all the time.
That's right. If you're a developer and you're looking to develop a project, reach out to the team, find out if there's synergies there that you can bring together. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lark. It's very nice seeing you indeed. Thank you.
Thank you.